Welcome everyone, this is YouTube Growth Workshops, the virtual live event that meets every week on Zoom and broadcasted on YouTube for you to teach you the strategies to grow your YouTube channel. Every other week, that includes this today, we host our content reviews. Our content reviews consist of one or two things. One of you who's watching or who's joining our meeting on Zoom directly inside the very room that I am, are going to take one video so that we can take it through a group review. Other creators, including myself, are going to watch your video and we're going to review it, give you feedback to see what you've done well and what you could improve. The second aspect of content reviews is group collaboration. During the group collaboration sessions, you can, just give me a moment. During the group collaborations, you can you can bring what you're working on and give me a moment, please. Somebody waiting to be accepted in the room. So the second part about our content reviews is group collaboration, which means that you can bring your work, anything that you are working on that's not yet published, so that we can give you, work in a collaborative fashion with the creators that are present in the room to give you feedback, to look at what you have, to give you ideas, even validate anything that you don't think it's going to work or you don't know if it's going to work. So it's really amazing. You may engage directly from the Zoom room if you register to YouTube Growth Workshops. If you haven't, I will drop a link in the chat shortly. But if you did, you can show up anytime for your content review. Hi, Debbie.
Hi, how are you? I'm sorry. I don't know why I was thinking it was Thursday and not Friday.
I see.
Oh no.
So you probably used the other link, right?
Yeah.
I thought so. Yeah. This is the only day we have a different link. Great.
Okay.
Good to have you here. I'll just finish my quick introduction, and we're going to get to work. I just want to see quickly if there's who's in the chat. All right, I'm going to drop a link for registration. If anyone wants to join us live, they can do it by signing up here. I want to spill the drink.
Oh no.
Let's see. Okay. It looks like I just have to quickly change my login. There it is. Now I'm going to take care of this. Register to join us in the Zoom room. Yeah. Great. Going to pin this comment. Perfect. Okay, Debbie. So we're going to get started with you. We could do either one, group collaboration, which means working on your next piece of content, or we can do a review and get a past video and go over the analytics and some other type of feedback.
Why don't you do a review of the elimination video?
Oh, that would be great. It published 1 week ago, am I right?
I think it's been 2 weeks now.
Wow, okay.
You want me to share my screen or are you going to pull it up?
Totally. I'd rather let you share it so that we can get into the analytics later.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Later.
Not everything is in my way.
Healing. In fact, it
Whoops.
tells us about the
Stop.
balance.
Okay.
Do you mind to go back a bit so that we can look at the thumbnail and the title?
Oh, the thumbnail.
Yes. Yeah, we're gonna do the whole
Okay. There's
the
a
whole breakdown. Can you go to the tab videos so that we can see it bigger?
Oh, okay.
I don't think that's the one.
That's not the right one. Oops.
No. Go back to YouTube, regular YouTube, not YouTube Studio.
Hold on. I'm having trouble with things are covered up.
The Zoom, yeah. You can also click on
Okay.
tab.
Okay. What am I going to now?
Next to the home tab, you have a videos tab on the channel.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Right. Oh, okay. I like it better. All right. Cool. Let's see. Illness smells. That's great. The hidden clues in your body ways how to achieve your best health. This seems to be like it's going to, I mean, it obviously aims at people who are looking for some kind of health solution, and you give a unique perspective into it, which is to the clues in your body ways. So that is I find it very interesting by itself. And given our past discussions, I know that how to achieve your best health was the keyword or key phrase that you found online,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Right. Good job. Now, the next thing that we have is the hidden clues in your body ways. I think that's a great title because it talks about something hidden. So that builds curiosity on the potential viewer. Your body waste is something that is ordinary on one hand, but when you put it in this context, it becomes unusual. So that's a really good way of combining things that are somewhat contradictory or confusing in a good way, because if you confuse your audience too much, they won't have any idea of what you're talking about. But when you can confuse them to this degree, it actually helps with your clickability.
Okay.
So I'm liking a lot what I'm seeing. Then, well, the hook that we have, illness and smells, the text is perfect, really. I like the exclamations that are kind of like that. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, they're crooked.
Exactly, yeah. Then we have the little detective guy. We have the hat, magnifying glass, the piece of crap. All right. I think that I'm not gonna lie. I know I did have I was involved in building the thumbnail. But now that I'm seeing it again, I think it would have been great to use some kind of a smell visual effect.
Okay.
Like wavy things.
Yeah.
To make it even more obvious,
Uh-huh.
I think that would have been great. As far as the rest, honestly, I think it's great. I would give this like an 8.5 probably out of 10. And the only reason it's not better is because it's not crazier, perhaps.
Uh-huh.
But honestly, like it's very good. Cool. What else? Yeah, so as far as improvements go, like I said, and obviously I don't think you're gonna do another video where you show a piece of crap very soon. But you want to keep in mind those visual effects, that increase the impact of the image. In fact, what you did with the illness smells and the, the subtly inclined exclamation marks is part of it. But you also want to think about, show, don't tell.
Okay.
Okay. Then the other thing is that I'm trying to think if the background could have been somehow better. What I like about the background is that it's very clean. But maybe thinking about, taking things to the next level. What if you had done like a blue background like that, but with like, but blended with another type of image? You've done
Okay.
that kind of editing work in some of your other videos, like the one that says why energy healing. You're using this, Photoshop technique or photo editing technique. And I
Yes.
think you could have done something like that for this. That is somewhat related. Maybe the image of a torso or the image of a toilet or something different. And then you could have put that, in the background and then have a bluish effect on it. And then the rest can stay the same.
Okay.
That would be more interesting. Nice. Well, let's get into the actual video.
Okay. What do you want me to do?
Oh, you can click. Give yourself a view.
Thought that you could do.
What?
Okay. Give yourself a view.
So you want me to play it?
Yes, make sure it's all the way to the beginning and the volume is a bit higher.
Okay.
Do anything good with your poop? Yes, folks. Our body waste tells us a story about our health, wellness, and healing. In fact, it tells us about the balance or imbalance of our emotional, mental, and physical state. The problem is that most of us don't even know how to analyze our waste. Recognizing the body's warnings can mean the difference between living a fulfilling, healthy, well, and healed life, or a life of chronic illness and disease. We don't even know what it's supposed to look like or smell like. We just flush it away. Just flushing ends now. By the end of this video, you are going to learn everything you need to know to become an elimination detective. I am going to walk you through the 4 types of waste
You can pause.
that are
That to me, that seems to be a very good hook. You got your intro. What I like about this is, well, the most important thing probably is that as soon as we hit the video, we see you will see the reason why we clicked. So your thumbnail has the piece of crap and the detective guy, and then you talk about the hidden closing body waste. So as soon as the video starts, you have the poop, and you even in your script, you ask the question, can you do anything good with your poop? And honestly, that question is very intriguing. It's something that nobody would probably ask themselves, but that's the point. It's a pattern. It's a way to pattern disrupt people's attention because they are not really asking that themselves, but that gets them curious because they say, wow, is it so easy for me to get a benefit like that? And it looks like I can do it just about any time of the day. And when you, this applies for everything that you do, title, thumbnail, and hook. When you cause people to ask themselves a lot of questions, you've done your job, because that is only going to make them more and more curious, and they have to satisfy the curiosity by watching the rest of the video. So this is a very good setup for doing that. The other thing is that you're helping your audience achieve a result, and that is achieving health, their best health. That is also in the title, and again, it's congruent, and they are seeing the value that they're going to get. If there's no value, they have no interest. Even if you do a good job at getting creative and asking the questions that is going to trigger their brains, you also want to give value, and you also did that part successfully.
Okay, great.
Yeah. There are some other pattern disruption tactics that you used that I want to acknowledge. When you get to that point where you show that sort of alarm thing, it's spinning and turning red. I thought that was great. Even the sound effect is there, so you can actually, feel it. Was there something else that I wanted to mention? Can you play it again?
From the beginning?
Sure, all the way.
Have you ever thought that you could do anything good with your poop? Yes, folks. Our body waste tells us a story about our health, wellness, and healing. In fact, it tells us about the balance or imbalance of our emotional, mental, and physical state. The problem is that most of us don't even know how to analyze our waste. Recognizing the body's warnings can mean the difference between living a fulfilling, healthy, well, and healed life, or a life of chronic illness and disease. We don't even know what it's supposed to look like or smell like. We just flush it away. Just flushing ends now. By the end of this video, you are going to learn everything you need to know to become an elimination detective. I am going to walk you.
I found something interesting. There is a time where when the alarm thing comes with the screen turns reddish, and then you have that other scene when you say it could mean the difference between, chronic illness and living a fulfilling life. For some reason, I'm thinking that those two parts could be rewritten and rearranged in a way that one comes first and the other comes after.
Okay.
And the reason I'm saying this is that it looks like you're telling them that that the problem is that they don't know how to analyze it. But I think that it would work better if before saying that, you said that the actual problem is that before you present the problem, you would like to say why that is important.
I see. Okay.
Right? So you present the goal and then the obstacle to the goal.
Okay.
Good. Honestly, it's subtle, but I think that will benefit you.
Okay.
Then one more thing that could benefit you, more editing. The only problem is that it takes more editing, is to add text occasionally. There are some words that you will want to emphasize, really good. For example, if you say health, wellness, and illness, and health, wellness, and healing, it could be great that if they appear, because they are important. As you speak, they appear like health, wellness, healing. And some other words too, they could help you a lot. As a general strategy for the entire video,
okay,
I think you would benefit from them. We can further discuss, where you can put them, how, etc. Some text just appears and does nothing. Some other text is animated and, appears from the side or whatever. But I know these days, editing software is super smart, and that's not very hard to do. Another thing that you could be doing occasionally is to show the text type on the screen. So letter by letter, as you're saying the words.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Even the beginning, remember, the hook has to be your best work. That big question that you raise, which is the very sentence, the first sentence that you shared in your video, that could use text, and that would have larger impact on the audience.
Okay.
Cool. As far as the hook goes, that's all there is. And I would like to watch maybe like another minute, and then give you more feedback, and then leave it at that.
From this point?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Let's say 1.5.
Okay.
Through the 4 types of waste that our bodies produce. These will give you key ideas and indications to your health. No matter how embarrassing they may be,
It is important to pay attention. Thanks to Ayurveda medicine, which is one of the 3 powers in my Power of 3 approach to health, wellness, and healing, you can gain a new perspective on your body waste. According to Ayurveda medicine, there are 5 fundamental elements that exist in all human beings: ether, air, fire, water, and earth. Optimal health means to achieve balance among these 5 elements. With that said, let's see how they manifest when it comes to analyzing our body's sweat, pee, farts, and poop. First, let's talk about sweat. Sweat is an annoyance for many of us. It makes us uncomfortable at times, and it can smell bad because sweat is defined as a waste product of fat tissue. It's basically one way we get rid of the dirt and toxins in our body. It regulates body temperature and reduces metabolism. Our sweat can tell us how well or poorly our body metabolizes fat, the quality and function of our metabolism as a whole, and the health and wellness of other body organs, and our mental condition like stress or anxiety. What does Ayurveda have to say about sweat? Sweat is not water, it's lymph. Sweating is equivalent to bleeding. Excess sweat, for example, is synonymous with bloodletting, which is when the withdrawal of blood from a patient is done to prevent or cure illness and disease. Let's take a look at some symptoms to pay attention to: strong body odor, sour sweat, clammy skin, night sweats, easily hot or flushes easily, and fatigue. Here is a power insight. Did you know that if our being, body, mind, and spirit, are balanced, meaning all of the elements discussed earlier are balanced, then we would not need deodorant or antiperspirant because our sweat actually does not have an odor. What? For real? Yes. Living example here. I stopped using deodorants long ago. Hey, my friends, now it's time to really listen. Is that about where you want me to stop?
Sure, we can stop there.
Okay.
What can I say about this? Well, we discussed a few things in the hook related to the text. Again, when you have the little guy with with the magnifying glass and the hat, all those words as you're saying them should appear sequentially.
Okay.
And in fact, this one that I just told you, try to use it a lot.
Okay.
Putting out just the image and will likely lose people's attention. Not necessarily that they will skip forward or exit the video, but if they stop paying attention for whatever reason, they're gonna go like, okay, where's she at? Once they're paying attention again.
Okay.
And you can get rid of the problem by making them appear one by one. There was something else that I think I saw that was important. And yes, one thing that you need to consider for your script is your script is clearly divided in various sections. Every time you start a new section, you will want to think the first sentence that you use at each section should act as a mini hook or a mid-video hook. If let's talk about sweat. It's okay, it's friendly, it's inviting, but you can also say something more bold, something more unusual that would draw their attention. You want to make sure that the same you give value and intrigue in your title, you would want it to do something similar in the subsections of the video.
Okay.
And in fact, the deodorant thing, it's really great. You can say something like, you never thought your sweat meant so much, or you never thought it was possible to live without a deodorant. You could try to start. I know you organized it in a way that that's the power tip, but even so, just pick a thing that it's going to be counterintuitive for your audience, and use it as the first thing you say when you're introducing the section.
Yeah.
The good thing too is that you have the advantage of having a unique approach to how you help people get better health. And most things that and even take for granted are counterintuitive to most people.
Uh-huh.
They have an advantage there.
Got it. I never thought of it like that before.
Cool. I'm very glad that that helped. Cool. You know, as far as visuals go, I liked very much how you use stock footage in many places, and in fact, I would like to encourage you to use it a little more.
Okay.
And sometimes I see you're using images instead of stock footage, and I have a little trick for images that is helpful. Turn your images into some kind of animation. For example, you can place an image and make it zoom out slowly.
Yeah.
So it's not a video, but it's like a more engaging asset in the video.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Awesome. I think that's great. We could leave it there for the video. And I think we're at the perfect time for us to do a mid-session announcements. So this is what's going to happen. I would like you to stop sharing your screen for a moment.
Okay.
I'm going to do the announcements, and then we could look at your analytics
Okay.
on that video. Right. Yep. So this is our mid-session announcements for YouTube growth workshops. Now I have a couple of very exciting things for everyone watching. The first thing is that we created our YouTube workshops gratitude jar. As some of you know, a lot of dedication goes into make these events happen. And as you know too, because you're here listening or being present in the room, we really want to keep them for free. I know YouTube creators need all the help they can get, and let them attend a live session like this. Helps them so much, getting feedback, meeting with other creators, not feeling alone, talking about their passion. So the benefits are just endless, and even though it's a real pleasure to do this, I know it takes a lot of effort and a lot of time. And so if you want to contribute so that we can continue sustaining the quality of these events, we can continue doing them without hesitation, you can make a contribution to our YouTube workshops gratitude jar. Any amount will do. So don't feel obligated. If you feel like you can't, don't give anything. If you think that it's worth it or it's fair or whatever your intention is, just feel free to do it. Any amount will do. Again, you can do that by following clicking on this button. In fact, I'm going to make that available in a couple of minutes. I'm going to make that available in the chat. I'm going to leave a PDF that's going to have all these assets and buttons, so you can find the links that you are interested in using. So make your contribution now. The next thing that I wanted to talk about is 𝘄𝘄𝗿. 𝘄𝘄𝗿 AI is a very powerful software tool that helps content creators do, well, tons of things really, but to me, my favorite feature is that you can easily add text and stock footage to a video. For example, if you have a script or a blog post or anything that's written content, you can input that into the software 𝘄𝘄𝗿, and it's going to automatically select high quality stock footage for the videos. And it's going to also easily let you insert the text that that is in the script, so that it also appears on the screen, making your editing work like so much easier, significantly easier. So as far as 𝘄𝘄𝗿 goes, these are some of the things on how it works. Like I said, it has a ton more features. This is what I like very most. It helps content creators, again, add text and footage to their videos using innovative AI technology. AI 𝘄𝘄𝗿 simplifies the video editing process, shaving hours of work from your videos. It sure does, and I'm going to show you an example in shortly. Using AI Pictory allows content creators to get more views and more subscribers. True. When you insert the stock footage and use text and other things, you improve the pacing of your video. That makes it instantly more engaging. And more engagement means more views and more watch time for your channel. And if people really appreciate the quality of your videos, they might even subscribe. In fact, you can also add the very animation that says subscribe, like, and comment. And you're going to see that also in a second. Okay, so this video was created by me on Pictory in just 3 hours. I already had a script ready to go, and all I did was input the script. I let the AI select all the footage for me, and then I made some tweaks, to make sure everything was fine. I did the voiceover myself, but Pictory also has a text-to-speech function, and the voices some of the voices sound really sweet. So you can try that out too. If you're a person who hates to be on camera, this is probably the best tool you can ever get. Before I play the video, I want to make sure that everybody has the appropriate links so that you can either make your contribution in our YouTube workshops gratitude jar, or there it is. I just dropped the PDF that has all the links and all the imagery that I'm showing you right now, including the video. But let's watch the video now. Debbie, can you let me know if my sound is being shared?
Sure.
Thank you.
No sound.
Okay. I thought I didn't share it, so let's try again. Most content creators lose a large portion of the viewers at the very beginning of the videos. That's why your job is to hook their attention right away. Getting your video intros wrong causes the viewer to click off the video within the first 30 seconds. This is supported by YouTube itself. The company has acknowledged that most YouTube videos lose the biggest portion of their viewers in those first 30 seconds. This results in your views and watch time staying low, and the algorithm ends up recommending your content less and less. These are the 5 common mistakes content creators make in their intros. Mistake number 1, present yourself and your channel. The easiest way to lose views at the start is by presenting yourself and your channel instead of the topic of the specific video being played. Viewers clicked on the video because of the title and the thumbnail. Unless these talk about you and your channel, an intro presenting yourself is not congruent with the reason they clicked. Mistake number 2, one static frame. Another common way to lose views at the start is by presenting the video as one single static frame. If all viewers see is you talking to the camera in one angle or do a playthrough, without any visual or sound shifts, they are more likely to exit your video. The beginning is the most critical moment to grab their attention. Presenting the video in one static frame is underwhelming for your viewers. Think of it this way. If the beginning bores them, the rest of the video can only be worse. Mistake number 3, talk about past videos. Talking about past videos is another way to lose viewers. The majority of your viewers are new viewers. This stands true for channels of all sizes. If you start your video by saying what you did before, a lot of viewers are not going to relate to that and even exit. Plus, that's not the reason they clicked in the first place. Mistake number 4, misplaced calls to action. A call to action is the moment you ask your viewers to do something. Likes, comments, and subscriptions are common examples of calls to action. A misplaced call to action is telling your audience what to do at the beginning of the videos. Although this doesn't seem to hurt many of the big channels, it's a perfectly evitable way of losing your viewers. If they have not experienced your content yet, you are not giving them a reason to subscribe or do anything that you ask them to do. Mistake number 5, use views bait. The last mistake is to go overboard with your intro. You may understand the concept of hooking your audience at the start and decide to create a very sensational clip for the beginning of your video. ViewSpeed is the video version of clickbait. If the rest of the video does not match that tone, your viewers will end up exiting the video sooner than later. Your intro may succeed at crossing the 30 seconds mark, but viewers are going to feel disappointed and even deceived. Stop making these 5 mistakes. Your video engagement will increase wildly. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Well, I hope you enjoyed that demonstration on what is possible to create with 𝘂𝘁 AI. Again, it only took me 3 hours to do that. And you have seen the amount of stock footage that's in there. It could take you forever to select every scene and find them and not have copyright issues and make them, have high quality. Or maybe you find them, but it's, pricier than this. And still, the brain power involved in selecting every one of them cannot be compensated by automations like this. The next thing is that you can sign up for 𝘂𝘁 today for a special price using the promo code Patrick24 at the checkout and get a 20% discount. So whatever price they're giving to everybody, if you use this link, you're going to get a 20% discount. Cool. If you want to know how, let me show you briefly where you're going in case you haven't clicked to any of these links yet, what they look like. Let's start with 𝘂𝘁. Again, the PDF that I dropped in the chat for our YouTube Live will have a PDF that has these links. So here it is. You can get started right away. You don't even have to put your credit card, but you just make sure that you use the promo code. And you can try it. If it doesn't work for you, you can cancel it. No hurt feelings. And that's it. What I did not mention, maybe that was also cool, is that even the music was copyright free and selected by the AI. I just want to give you a fair warning, but when you use this software, it's not magic. It does act like magic in a lot of ways, but the key here is shaving off a lot of tedious work. That's the key. It doesn't mean that you're going to magically input something that you got from ChatGPT and just have a video done and not have to review it and finish the whole thing in 20 minutes. That's not the idea. The idea is that instead of spending 10 or 20 hours editing, is that you maybe spend a couple, 2. So I hope you find a ton of value using this tool. I like it a lot. I've been using it a ton lately. And if you use your imagination, your creative power, which comes from the very thing that you do, making YouTube videos, you can find this tool extremely useful. It looks like 𝘂𝘁 is trying to sell me something I already bought. Okay, the next thing that I want to show you, I want to make sure it's clear, is our page for our YouTube workshop strategy jar. So that's not going to 𝘂𝘁. None of that is going to 𝘂𝘁. It's going to our company, Courageous Creator Academy, that supports this group. This is what the page looks like. So there's some simple description here, and then amounts for you to contribute. 5, 10, 20, 50, any amount is good. You can go over 50 if you think this was the most insane value you've ever seen for YouTube creators. You can even give us $100, $200, just anything that you feel it's fair and won't make you broke. All right. Awesome. That was it for the mid-session announcements. So let's go back to the real work. So I'm going to start sharing my screen. Awesome.
You want me to go back to sharing?
Yes. Let's look at your analytics for that video.
By the way, this was 7 days ago, so it wasn't 2 weeks. You were more correct.
Oh, 7 days. Okay. So that means we need a little more time to have accurate data, but reading 1 week of is going to be helpful anyway. So let's do it.
Okay.
All right. 40 views in 7 days, 2.5 hours of watch time. Good. Let's go to, can you click on reach next to overview? 796 impressions, 3.3 click-through rate, 40 views, 22 unique viewers. Okay, it does seem that the click-through rate has been significantly low. And how does this compare to other videos you published?
I mean,
the click-through rate.
Oh, I don't remember what the other ones were.
Okay, that's fine. Can you click on impressions click-through rate, where the 3.3 is? Yeah, click on that. All right. Yeah, so that's kind of interesting. It looks like it was very low in the first 6 days, and it picked up today, basically. So that's super interesting. That likely means that this is going to look very different in a week from today. So that's good news. Looks like it's catching up. Maybe the algorithm was testing on different audiences and they were not engaging, but now they are engaging a little more. You also want to, let the algorithm do its job. So if you want to have like a final word on what really happened to your video's performance, 2 weeks is the best time to review the analytics.
Okay.
Yes. Let's look at the engagement. So next to reach, you have engagement. Let's see, 2.5 watch hours, 3.47 average feed duration out of 10. So that's almost 40% in average percentage viewed. Okay, can you scroll down a little bit? Let's see what happened here. This is so interesting, Debbie. Your retention chart shows us that approximately 60% of people left the video. Can you hover with the mouse on that chart? I want you to find the first big drop, which is close to the beginning. So you have 47, so 53% of people left at the after 48 seconds, a little over 50. But what's super curious about this is that almost nobody left after that. That is very impressive, I have to say. So I would like to draw conclusions on what could have gone wrong with the beginning or the hook. But honestly, the best thing we can do here is to give YouTube more time to continue promoting your video.
Okay.
But I have to say, the people who did stick around, they liked the video. So great job.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome. Can you show me and scroll up a little bit more? And you have, oh, can you go to, I know what I want to look at. Advanced mode is on the top right. A little below.
Yeah, I know. I had to move our faces.
I know. Okay, so this one is important. Click on traffic sources. That's going to give us more clues in our waste.
God, that's some chart to look at.
Yeah. So yeah, that chart is not super helpful. It's a little weird how everything blends together like that. So what we care about is the numbers in the bottom table.
Right.
And can you click on the blue plus? We need to add something else. I want you to click on the top left of that menu, average percentage viewed. Okay, do we have everything we need? APV, views, watch time, average feed duration, impressions, click-through rate. Yes. For you know, those who are watching, what we're seeing right now in this table are the most important metrics on YouTube. If you are already in the partner program and you have been earning money for a few months or even years, revenue will be important here as well. However, if what you care about is channel growth, this is all you need. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These 6 metrics say almost everything that you need to know. And I'm going to, if there is time, I'm going to tell my story about how my video performance was hurt severely by the Russians. So that's a story that story beats everything I just said about analytics. So if there's time, I will tell that story. But let's focus on the video now. Let me see. Can you scroll down further or that's it?
Oh, that's it.
That's it. Is there a way to make this bigger somehow? Honestly, the numbers are so small. At least from my point of view. I don't know for you.
I don't.
You know what?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Maybe I can try to turn off my face. No, that didn't work. Don't worry. I just expanded the screen a tiny bit. So let me see. Your main traffic sources by far. No, wait. What am I seeing? What to look at views? Okay, views. So your biggest traffic sources are channel pages, which is 39%.
No,
Then
channel pages, where do you get 39? It's 27.2.
yes. Oh, in terms of in the views column,
Oh, the views. Sorry. Okay,
Yes.
got it.
Yes. So then you're getting 39.5% from channel pages. And that's a good thing because it looks like 4 out of 10 people who visit your channel were drawn to that video.
Okay.
And again, you know, in that case, the main thing that's making them click is the title and the thumbnail. Then you have it's a little bit of a, no, you have your second big one is suggested. You have 23.7% of views coming from suggested. So that's okay. So basically, do you mind actually sorting the views? I think you can click on the views so that they are sorted by like bigger to, no, I thought you could do that. You don't see like little arrows next to the views or something? The views?
No, just the 3 dots.
Can you click on views and see what happens?
There, now it's there.
Oh, good, good. So, okay, the biggest traffic sources are at the top now.
Okay.
So we have channel pages, almost 40%, suggested, almost 24%, direct or unknown, 21%. And then secondary are external, which could be Google. Honestly, one thing I would like to ask YouTube is to make Google a separate thing. Because external traffic can mean Google, which is, you know, the biggest search engine in the world, and also any shady website that is out there that you have no idea exists. Don't get me started with the Eastern European websites. So honestly, I would like YouTube to show you Google separate, as instead of external sources, everything, Google, and then other externals. Let's see, browse features, 5%. Okay, so that was, yeah, that's only 2 views and 1 view from YouTube search. Okay, now we're going to focus on some of the other numbers, because it's important how they manifest for each traffic source. Because different traffic sources means that the people your audience finds your video in different ways. And that has an effect also on the other metrics. Let's have a look. So when people first line, right? When people find your video on channel pages, the retention is 27%. That's the first column. Then we want to see the impressions are 77. And the click-through rate is almost 20%. So that's great.
Okay, good.
So that means, actually, you know what I said before? I was wrong, actually. When I said 4 out of 10, no, what it says here, 39.5% means that 4 out of 10 views are from channel pages.
Okay.
Actually, what I should say now is that when you have 19.5% click-through rate, that means people landing in your channel, 1 in 5 go to that video.
Okay.
So you know, 19.5 is relatively high. So that's great. Then you have, but in this case, you're competing with yourself because everything they see is your videos. Then suggested, you have 46 average percentage viewed. So that's very, very good. Then you have 657 impressions, which for some reason seems to be the highest by far. It looks like YouTube really likes to take your video as a suggestion and put it next to other videos.
Okay.
So you will want to take advantage of that. For some reason, YouTube liked that and it's recommending it more. The difficult part is that in that specific traffic source, you got 1.1 click-through rate. So in what that probably means is that when your video is on the same screen as other videos that are being suggested, yours is not pulling them in strong enough.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, so in channel pages, you've done a great job. But on suggested, you know, when your thumbnail is against all the others, it looks like you are not outdoing the competition yet.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's look at some of the others. Direct or unknown. I don't like when I see this because I don't know what that means.
Right.
Right. I mean, the analytics are going to give you extra data if we dig, but it's not super accurate. External is 37% average view duration. And the other thing with direct or unknown and external is that you don't have a click-through rate. You probably know why.
Right. Not
Yes.
really.
Yeah. Well, when people don't find your video on YouTube, maybe all they saw was a link.
I see. Oh, yeah.
Instead of the title and the thumbnail. That's why there is no, and
Okay,
because
got
YouTube has no power over that, the impressions are not measurable either.
Okay, got it.
Then we have browse features, 50% retention for those who clicked. That is great. Then we have, wow, 5 minutes average view duration. That is great. That is half the video. And then we have 4.4 in click-through rate. Okay. 4.4 click-through. So again, browse features. Browse features is a very competitive place for you to be. Just for those who need a refresher, browse features is when people find your videos on the homepage. So they enter YouTube and they see your video there. Then it also means when you click the subscriptions tab, so if people are subscribed to your channel, they have the opportunity of doing that and seeing your videos there. And then I think those are the two most important. I believe there are a few more, but those two. And what happens is that is the most competitive place for your video to be, because the algorithm is showing them all the stuff that they like.
Right. Okay, got it.
The algorithm is giving it a shot and say, okay, we're going to put a lot of good videos and the competition becomes a bit wilder. So it makes sense for you to have the highest click-through rate on the channel page and the lowest on some of the other traffic sources.
Okay.
And then we have YouTube search, which almost doesn't count really because you only got one view. So it's too little data to say anything.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. And it says that also whoever clicked on that only watched 4 seconds of the video.
Okay. Yeah.
It's super weird. So yeah. The one thing I want to make sure everybody knows, everybody takes away, is that when you don't look at the traffic sources, you get averages on every metric. And when that happens, you could be making the wrong assumptions about the performance of your video. For example, if this one in your chart, Debbie, says that we have some, that we have 0.8 retention in search and 37% retention in external. So those two are the, and 27%, actually, I'm going to pick the lower ones. 27% and 0.8% are too low, that are on the lower end of your retention. So that means that they are driving your average down.
Right.
That's why it's so important to look at the breakdown of the traffic sources. Because if you think, honestly, if you look only at suggested and direct, your AVP is actually 50%. But then when you look at some of the others, you go like, oh, my average was 38, but it's not as bad as it looks. And so we're clear, it is, in your case, it's not as bad as it looks. In fact, it doesn't look bad. I wanted to look at something else before we go.
Yeah, Patrick, I have a Zoom directly after this, just FYI.
Directly. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm trying to remember if I missed anything. Yes. So the last thing I wanted to say, you may stop sharing your screen, Debbie. The last thing I wanted to say is that we need to work to put more work in your title and thumbnail. We don't know exactly why, but it looks like it didn't capture people's attention. So from my point of view, you know, everything seemed right, seemed fine, but then the audience didn't do its part, and we have to figure that out.
Okay, got it.
Okay. All right, Debbie. Thanks for coming. So I will see you everyone next time.
All right, bye-bye. Have a great
Bye-bye.
weekend.
Bye. Well, this is it for our YouTube growth workshops live. I do hope you enjoyed it. You got a ton of value. And if you have not attended live, you are more than welcome to come. You may register in the pinned comment that I left in the YouTube live. You can also access some of the great resources that I shared today in the PDF file that is on this, that is also in the comment section. So I just can't wait to see what we can create together. Take care.